Hey everybody, it's me BC and welcome to my tutorial on how to make a railgun. If you've followed my series, you've probably seen the railgun that I built on my wimpy tank over there. And today I'm going to show you how to build it and how it all works. So this is a bit of an expensive project just because of the fact you need a lot of reinforced frames for the hover pads, and since they use a lot of power you will need a uranium generator. You could probably have a huge giant battery bank to power it all, but I've never actually been able to get two batteries to power one of these because they use 150 power. So what we are going to do is we're first going to start out with our frame. There is a loading system I set up for it, just to allow it to enter the chamber straight so it doesn't get jammed in there, and we'll get into that afterwards. And perfect time for an autosave. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to create a 5 by 5 chamber out of blocks. Yes, blocks, not wheels. So we go like that. We will have to be at least 2 high off the ground, so just because the hover pads need clearance on either side. So then we'll go like so. Go 5 by 5 at the end. Don't really have to do the ring at the end, but it just gives it more of a barrel look. And when you're building this, you do have to have the pad set up in sets. Let me take build off here so you can see. So as you can see, this one is on the top. So the top here, it's on this side here, it's on the bottom here. The next row, it's reversed. And the reason why I did it that way is to avoid these dead zones, because sometimes stuff would get caught along this side here. So at least if you have them alternating like this, it stops it from getting stuck and allows more of a fluid transition through the barrel. I haven't really done any testing as far as size goes, but more or less you would need at least the first 4 rows. So you would need the 16 hover pads for the barrel and 2 for the loading system. Longer the barrel, the more the speed. I haven't done any testing on this, but we're going to start by making the short one, where we're going to have 4 sections long. Now for each section you will need 3 blocks. That's because that's the space that the hover pads actually need. So for this one we're going to need 4 sets at 3 blocks, so we'll have to go at 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to cut this out. Alright, so there's our barrel. So it is 12 blocks wide. So we're going to start with the hover pads, and we're going to let's try to get this one on first. So we're going to have one here, and then this one is going to be up top. So let me just get the rotation right. And as you can see, it will not place there, so it places there. And then the next one's going to go here, and the last one goes on the top. So then basically you want them all going on, if this one is on this block, this one has to be over on this block, and I cannot get to it because of the hitboxes. But you get the rough idea. So if I go like that, since that one is here, that's going to go, let's actually go there, and then here, and there's going to be one more right here. Yeah, make sure you got it going the right way. There we go. I was standing in the way. And then repeat the process with all the other ones. So if this one is here, then this one is going to be right here, and like so. And let me finish this off camera because you know what I'm doing, and I'm getting my axes all mixed up. So I'll be right back. Okay, so there they are. As you can see, they are all alternating different sides. I forgot to mention too, if you haven't worked with the hover pads, this one is actually backwards. That slope side has to be facing inwards. So you do have to make sure that's all right. If you have it facing the wrong way, it could create a dead zone and a misfire, or a jammed rifle as it is also called. So let's go ahead and place this back here, since that is going the right way now. So that should be everything. Now for configuring them. So we're going to get into build mode here. And we were in build mode. So we want to have it set for first for maximum hover height to keep it ungrounded, because we only want it to actually activate when we're in the cockpit. And then change direction. Now if you look at it, the arrow on the front of the barrel is pointing inwards, right? So you want to make sure that they're all having that same effect. This one, it's coming up, so we want to have it so it's going down. And the same with this one is going to be traveling the same direction. So if this is going counterclockwise, from my point of view, this has to be going counterclockwise, and same with this one, even though they're faced the opposite way. And you have to do this with all 16 of them. Same with setting your hover height too. If you don't have that set, then things can go awry. So as you can see, I forgot a couple of them, so I gotta change those up to max hover height. That should actually affect your speed of the barrel. Same with, yeah, you see how this one's going in and that one's coming down? That's what you want. But same with the length of the barrel too. The more hover pads you have, the more speed you technically should get. But let me finish configuring all these and I'll bring you back when it's done. Okay, I have them all configured now. And now for the loading system. Now for the loading system, we just need to come off of 2 of these rails here. We'll take this one. So we will need 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then another 8 on this corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't tell if that was 5 or 6. My game's a little laggy right now. That's 6, 7, and 8. And the reason why we need 8, well 7 technically, is because we're going to be putting 2 wheels and 1 hover pad on each. Well, technically 4 wheels and 2 hover pads. But what we need to do is we need to first put a couple of rotors here, which is number 5 on my hotbar. I don't know what it is on your hotbar, but it is your hotbar, not mine. So like so, put a couple of rotating plates there, couple of wheels, and this is what's going to make this a lot easier with these wheels. Is these wheels in the loading system, if I can get build mode back up. Oh yeah, I guess I have to finish them before I can configure them. That might help. Alright, so all we want to do is just turn them off. So these wheels do not have any arrows whatsoever, because that's going to cause issues when trying to load it. So we have 2 on this side, and then we have 2 up in the corner here. So basically what we're doing is we're creating a channel, I guess you could say. A guide is what it really is, and that's just to guide it into the barrel so it doesn't jam. Come on, you were just there. Where are you? Come on, there you go. And then same thing, finish these up, and I am out of fabric, so I'll have to get some supplies for that. So we're going to place those there. I'm going to place 2 more, or 4 more at this end. The exact same spots. So there, and then same up here. Well, this one you only need the 1. I find if you just have the 1 wheel on top, it'll be fine. You need that top wheel to prevent the projectile from being launched out of the loading chamber. There's my axis. Alright, like so, and then again, wheels here, and like that. And now, we need to place a couple of hover pads. Now we can't place the hover pad here, because that's only... I don't think we can, because I think it actually needs a 2-block gap in front of it. See, I don't know if we'll be able to place that rail now. We shall find out. Let's just do a quick build here, see if we can get that in, because I never actually checked to see if that was going to be an issue. And apparently not, so That saves us some space. That is good. Alright, so yeah, so this is how it's going to be. Let me get this out of the way. And that. So you're going to have a hover pad here. And then you probably should have one on this side. I don't think it's really going to make a difference if you have them opposing each other like we do in here. We'll just do that. We'll throw a hover pad here. Where are you? Yeah, this one. Oh, yeah, it does place. Alright, just like that. So, let me get the rest of the supplies, finish this all up, get the sun back, and I'll bring you back. Okay, so here we have it. So as you can see, we have the 4 wheels here. And you can have them right next to the block just because of the fact that I have the power turned off. I don't think they're actually going to react with any blocks whatsoever. And then I got the 3 in the back. And then we have the 2 hover pads on the side. So these pads here are just basically conveyors. They're going to take the projectile that's sitting on the rail, so they're just going to feed it in through here. And these pads are going to take over and shoot it right out the barrel. So again, these ones here, just got to have them one directional. Make sure you have them going the same direction as the ones in the chamber. It doesn't matter if you're going forwards or backwards, as long as it's all going the same direction. And then this one here, we just gotta make sure no steering. You probably could add steering to add a spin to the projectile if you really want, but I don't know if that's really gonna do much. I haven't messed around with it. Alright, so there we go. Now the thing about these things is you can only have 13 on one uranium generator. I have 18 of them here. I have 16 in the barrel and I have 2 here. So I will need 2 uranium generators for this. So we'll just go ahead and place one there, and I'll place one there. Hopefully they can actually share the same fuel box. And I need more parts. Of course, I'll be right back. Okay, I've got the generators all built and powered up, so now we just got to connect the hover pads. So we can do 13 on the one, so I'm going to do 12 on one generator, and then the other 6 on the other one, so that's 8. 9, 10, 11, 12. We'll grab the other one, if I can reach it. If I hit the right key, that is. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 5, 6. Alright, we don't have to worry about powering the wheels, because the wheels are just there for guidance. I could probably set these up onto a little higher of a hover height. They don't need to be full speed, they're just here to guide everything in. Now, as far as the projectile goes, it doesn't matter how long of a projectile you place in here, as long as it sits on both sets of wheels. If it sits on just this back set of wheels, it's going to either tip down or tip up, and it's not going to actually go inside. So what I've been doing is I've been going about 4 blocks behind. Let's say about, I guess we go about here. Just place it up, and so what you basically have to do is you have to build it inside and then disconnect it from the block. So we just get the right angle, and this does become a bit of a problem, but that's why I had turned the power off on the wheels. Because if you're on the right angle, it ignores it. And for this one, I have had to squat down to get this last section in. Sometimes it goes in, sometimes it doesn't. This time it did. That's why I'm trying to make a better loading system, sort of a drop-in style, instead of trying to build it in place. But I have had some issues. That's what the big mess over here is. And unfortunately, these blocks just have too much friction. And before we do this, there's actually one thing we forgot. A way to control it. Go ahead and place down a standard cockpit. Then we take that out, and I think we are ready. We don't get the best view, but we should be able to get a good shot of it going. So we just hit forward, and it goes the wrong way. Because I had it placed built in backwards. Alright, I've got the rotation set differently, so I gotta hold back to actually fire this instead of forward. Which is no problem, because it's not too hard to load. On the ground anyways, when it's on that tank, it's almost impossible if it doesn't kill me in the process. Alright. If you are following the series too, next episode I am going to be releasing a downloads link for the lab here, if anybody wants to mess around with the toys I have around here, maybe even the big gun. Make some modifications to it if you want, but that will definitely be in the next episode. I don't know what I'm going to do in that episode, but we'll figure it out when the time comes. Alright, so let's try this again. So now I just have to hit back, and you'll see all the pads actually turn forwards. And the way that they are doing that is they work differently than the way the wheels work. The wheels, as you see with these arrows that they have here, the wheel looks for any block or object that is touching this arrowed side. As you see, some sides don't have arrows, some sides do. If it detects a block on this side, unfortunately, it tries to move the vehicle that these are attached to. Whether or not that block is actually attached to anything or not, it just doesn't want to move. So the wheels themselves are creating the structure they're attached to move if they come in contact with a surface. Whereas the hover pads are working differently. They're actually reacting with the block and with the ground. So what's happening is when these are turning this way, they're actually pushing the rail down the tube. And that's how this is actually working out. I've tried doing this design with wheels so many times, but it just didn't want to work. Just like place this in here, in case any of you OCDers out there are looking at it. It's like, oh, you missed a block, you missed a block. But there we have it. We have the railgun. It's definitely a work in progress. I've tried making this chamber smaller, trying to fill in this gap, but because the hover pads, they have a one block buffer on either side where you cannot place a block, you can't actually place them in a corner like that, because this hover pad needs this one block space, this hover pad needs this one block space, so you can't actually place them in the corner like I was doing with the wheels. So this is about as compact as it's going to get. I will be working on a better loading system for it, but other than that, I think it's pretty good. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you don't mind the autosave there. There we go. But there we go. I hope you guys have some fun. I hope this wasn't too confusing. Just got to remember one thing. All the directions on the hover pads have to be facing the same way. So if you all have the arrow going in on this side towards in the chamber, the ones on top have to come in this way, the ones on the sides have to be coming this way, the ones on the bottoms have to be coming this way. If anything is out, then your projectile is going to get jammed inside the chamber. But anyways, I thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave me a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.